the webinar, so we'll begin momentarily. I want to say hello to a few familiar names and faces out there. Franco, excuse me, thank you for joining us from South Africa. Brandon, good to see you here. Rick, awesome to see you. All-star in the Facebook group, Ryan Sullivan, glad you could join the webinar. And also Terry, good to see you here. Some new names I see. Melissa, great to see you. We got two Williams here. I think one of them are new. Sonia, good to see you. And also Dawn. We'll begin in just a minute. We got a quick webinar today. We'll just cover some basics for you and some new updates, and we'll get started momentarily. All right, let's dive right into it. Welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday. Hope you guys had a good last 2 weeks there. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I am Jason there on the left, and we are lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist here at Brilliant Directories. David, thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Hey everybody, so glad to be back with you all for another webinar. Like Jason said, we have a pretty short tip of the week, but one that I think will be really useful and interesting for anybody who has a Brilliant Directories website. So looking forward to that.
And I think we're trying to do this as much as possible. I believe we're streaming live on YouTube today, right, David?
Correct, we are. Webinar Wednesday 117. We are streaming on YouTube. As always, though, we will monitor the chat on YouTube. And if you have any questions, you can type it in there and we will try to reply on YouTube. But in the future, if you can go ahead and register with the link that we pinned to the top of the live chat there on YouTube, that will allow you to join the webinar, and we can unmute your microphone if you do have a question for us in the future. But yeah, still streaming on YouTube.
Awesome. And actually, one of the bigger benefits of doing that is the replay of the webinar will be instantly available on YouTube. So if you missed something or wanted to quickly catch up on something we mentioned today, you can catch the live replay on YouTube. And we'll also post a link to that replay in our Facebook group as well. And speaking of the Facebook group, if you're not already part of our Facebook group, we welcome you with open arms. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. It's a great way to keep the conversations going in between Webinar Wednesdays. Lots of productive conversations and discussions going on there, people asking questions, people providing advice on how to grow their membership communities and also use the Brilliant Directories platform. So if you're not already a member, head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook and click on the blue join button. You can do that right now. And I do see a handful of new names and faces here, so welcome to the webinar. Just a little bit about Webinar Wednesday. It's really a great way for us to not only connect with you, the BD community, but what we'd like to do is highlight and showcase some of the newer features built into the platform, especially the ones that can help you grow your community a bit faster. So we'll talk about things on how to increase traffic, converting visitors to members. My personal favorite is improving your website's navigation, finding ways to convert more people, getting them to do the actions you want them to take on your website. So if you have any questions on these topics or anything about your membership or Brilliant Directories website, please save them. We'll try to get to as many questions as we can in just a bit. Okay, and we have a small handful of BD Lab updates to share, one of my favorite parts of the webinars. I'll dive right into these. The first one there is related to your transaction histories page in the finance section of your admin area. What you can do now is there are a handful of search filters there, and I'll go there right now. But now you can select multiple billing cycles when you're searching for transactions. So let's take a look at what what that looks like. So we have a couple of demo sites here that we've loaded with some test transactions. Oops. Let's see here. Yep, perfect. So what you can do now is there are a handful of filters at the top here. And what you can do is now, before you could only select one, but if you wanted to see all your payments received that are monthly and annually only, you can now select those. So you can search for as many or as few billing cycles as you want. So that should be pretty helpful there. Okay, now if you are on your homepage, have selected to display or stream your recent members or members on your homepage, there are a few settings you can choose. If you want to display the view profile button there, if you want to display their top level category, there is a new display option there. You can choose to display their short description. I think that actually is pretty nice, having their short description there on the homepage. It's about 170 characters long, so it fits nicely there. I'll show you what we're referring to and what that looks like. All right, give me 1 second here. Let me just toggle over to the site that has that as the example. Okay, perfect. So I'll actually go to the front end of the site and we can see what this looks like. And then we'll show you in the design settings where you can edit that. So on the home page here, I just chose to stream the recent members here, and we can see here it has their name, their profile photo, and I've selected to include the short description here and their location. I've omitted or decided not to display the view profile button just because personally I wanted a more cleaner look here. And in this case, we're using the carousel slider here. So this is a nice way to introduce visitors to some of your newest members, or if you're showcasing members of a specific membership plan. So let's take a look at these settings here. It's always good to revisit these, even if we're all familiar with them. So this would be in the design settings under the homepage tab, and under the enable additional sections area. So in this case, I just have one additional section. I'm streaming on the homepage. It's streaming members here. And with all the options here, each one has its own set of settings. So I'll click on Edit Settings. And I'll just do a quick overview of some of the settings here. So you can, of course, choose the title you want to show above the section, or you could make it blank. You can choose the title of the color. This is important in case you're using a background color for that section. Maybe you are using black as the background color. So perhaps you want to make the title text a lighter color, something to contrast it. You can choose how many total results to display and how many per row. I think there's 2 through 4 you can display on a single row. This is the carousel slider. I've chosen to enable it. I'm just going to scroll down here a bit. Let's start at the bottom here. So display view profile button. You can set that to yes or no. I'll set it to yes so we can see what it looks like. Display the member's location. Again, you can choose yes or no. And this is the meat of what we're seeing here, is display additional information. So there are a few options here, displaying their about snippet, a snippet of their about me section, display their top level category, sub level category, the short description, which is the newest option, or do not display any additional information. So it just depends on the focus of your website and what's most important to display for your members. Obviously, it's just a small snippet. Most people are going to take a look at this and then click on over to their profile. So let's just save these changes here so we can see the view profile button. And I'll refresh the page. There we go. So we can see it here. If you want a stronger, more prominent call to action, then yeah, you can definitely include the view profile button there. Okay, and this is a new one. It's probably just going to affect new people who are just setting up their Brilliant Directory site for the first time. The Google reCAPTCHA, the form security, it's something we do require. It's been proven to reduce spam on signups. It's something common all around the internet. Prior to this, if you didn't add the reCAPTCHA to your general settings, if you didn't go ahead and configure that, and you attempted to sign up as a member, it would just show an error or stay stuck on processing. So what we've done is now there's going to be a message. It is a message for you, the website owner, to make sure that you have gone ahead and added the Google reCAPTCHA to your general settings. So let me show you an example of what we're referring to here. Let me go to a sign up page. So we can get rid of this admin bar here. Okay, let's go to, so I'm registering as a gold subscription, and what we're referring to is just adding the credentials so the Google reCAPTCHA displays on the sign up pages. So what will happen if we don't have those credentials in the general settings? I'll show you right now. So there's nothing to be alarmed about. If you see this on your site, you just want to go ahead and take the step to add the Google reCAPTCHA to the page. So in your general settings, in the integrations tab, there's two inputs. There's learn more buttons if you're not familiar on this process. This is probably one of the easiest things to connect to your site. It probably takes less than 2 minutes. But if one of these fields are empty, I'll just go ahead and delete that there and save the changes. If both of those fields don't have values, what you'll see instead is a message like this. It looks like something is getting stuck here, saving the changes, of course, in the webinar. That's not good. Give me a second, guys. Let me see what's going on here. All right, that's not normal. Let me do something here, guys. This is our demo site. I might have tested something earlier that is now causing the issue, but give me one moment and I will make everything better all over again. Okay, just a quick moment here, guys. All right, thank you for bearing with me here. Okay, that seems to still cause an issue. Sorry, guys. Give me one moment here. Let me backtrack here. Let me show you what this is going to look like on another sample site. That one seems to be causing issues for me. Okay, great. I do have another sample site. I can show you what this is. So after all that, what we're going to see here is a message on the site. It says, please configure reCAPTCHA for sign-up pages to work properly. Sign-ups wouldn't work anyways. So this is really a message for you, the admin of the website, to make sure that you've done the basic setup and configuration for your Brilliant Directories website. So if you're seeing this message, there's nothing wrong with your site. It just means that you haven't configured your reCAPTCHA, and you should go to your general settings into that integrations tab here, the integrations tab, and make sure that you have values for all this. And if you don't know how, there are videos and you can click the learn more button there. And let me just show you what that would look like after you add the values back. Your sign up pages will then again work properly. All right, and some updates that are coming soon. Right now, the members only settings for when you want to protect your member listings, their profile pages, it's global settings. It's one set of settings that applies to all the membership plans. What we're doing is, because of the requests in the Facebook group and support tickets, we're going to be moving those members only settings for when you want to view a profile or protect your member profiles on a per membership plan basis. So you can make your premium membership plans, it's our members only profile pages. You need to be logged in to view them. Lower tiered plans, you can choose to make them public. So that should add a little bit more flexibility to protecting your members profile pages, the member search results pages, and even the writer review pages. Perhaps you only want certain members to be able to see the writer review page for other members. This will give you more granular control for that. Also, we are creating the ability to have additional spacing options for your homepage sections. Sometimes you want them to be pixel perfect, the different streaming homepage sections. I can actually show you an example of, oh, I got rid of that tab, but what you're gonna have, this webinar is just turning into one of those, but what you'll have is custom spacing options, so you can choose how much additional top spacing or bottom spacing you want for each homepage section, again, allowing you to have that pixel perfect look between the sections. Coming in August, we're going to have an add-on for 25 new elements for web pages. I did mention this in the previous webinar, so look out for that. And I think we'll always be working on it, but the projects that are on the board to improve Google page speed scores, we're looking to complete those in August, so that will improve server response times and optimize how images load. So it will lazy load images and defer images that are not within the visitor's screen at the moment. As always, ongoing updates to make things more awesome are also underway. And also the Facebook group and the support tickets you guys send in are the best ways for us to know what to prioritize when we are working on updates. So thank you guys out there for all your great suggestions and feedback. All right, and with that, we can move it to the tip of the week. I'm pretty excited about this one. 10 commonly overlooked tools for managing your transactions. David and I worked on this prior to the webinar, compiling a list of some default and some add-on features that can help you manage your transactions a bit more smoothly. If it's okay with you, David, may I pass it along and you can take it away with these 10 features here.
Yeah, definitely. I think the presentation screen might be paused over there, though.
See, I told you it is one of those webinars.
All right, excellent. So yeah, we figured we'd go over the 10 commonly overlooked tools for managing transactions. With Brilliant Directories, we try to include as many features as possible to make it as easy as possible to manage your subscriptions, your members, and your transactions. So, by default, Brilliant Directories, it includes some transaction management tools regarding automated recurring payments, subscription management and refunds, past due payment handling, one-click member upgrades, and so much more. But with so many features, we do know that it's easy to overlook some important tools, especially if you may have not been made aware of them previously. So that's what we wanted to do with this presentation, is really highlight 10 transaction tools that we really think would be useful to whether on a one-time basis or to revisit somewhat often. So we'll go over some of these 10 tools here, and hopefully they'll really help you out.
All right, so go ahead, David. Sorry.
No, it's all you.
All right, so the first batch of 5 that we came up with, we'll cover these from top to bottom. We have mentioned these in previous webinars, but again, this is a good refresher, especially with a lot of the new names and faces out there. So the first one is your ability to sort your members by who has generated the most revenue for your website. Let me quickly show you where you can find that one. All right, so for this one, what we want to do is go to your search members page. And the screen is showing, right, Dave?
Yes, it is working.
Okay, great. Okay, so on your search members page, what you can do is a few things. One, before I get into the sorting by the members who have generated the most revenue for you, is you can always search by transaction type. So you can search members who have made any type of payment on your site, currently have past due payments on your site, that you've ever refunded, and so on. So this is a great filter here to search members based on transactions they've had on your site. But the one here that we're showcasing is the sort option on the right side here. You can sort by newest members, that's what it is by default, but you can also sort by most revenue and least revenue. Let me click on that. Just depending on how much data your website has, this can just take a moment. So we can see here, we're sorting now by members on this sample site where we've imported data. So this member has generated 2,300, and it gets lower and lower, but this is a great way to identify potentially your most high value members of your site, and maybe even survey them, see what they like most about your site that makes them want to continue paying, or see if there's any way you can assist them further. So sorting by most revenue and least revenue is possible here on the right-hand side. The next one can be done on the same page as well. You can assign a member to any membership plan on your site without collecting a payment from them if it is a paid plan. A common question we see in the Facebook group is, how can I make a member a premium member without adding a credit card on file for them or taking a payment from them? Well, you as the website owner, you have the ability to manually edit any of the members' membership plans assignment on your site without taking any payments from them. You can just flip a switch and they'll be in that new membership plan. Let me show you how that works. So what you can do is under the actions area, you can click on quick edit. And here you can do a lot of things. You can change their account status from active if they are to canceled, past due, on hold. If you're canceling someone or putting them on hold, the further step you can do is totally delete their account. That's a separate action. Most of the time it's nice to keep people as canceled just so you have a record of the fact that they were part of your site in the first place. But here on the next line, you can manually move people up and down your available membership plans. You can just set them to whatever membership plan you want, and it will be as if they signed up for that membership plan from one of the sign up pages. So here is a great place to select somebody's membership plan. If you're choosing a paid plan for them, it will not bill them. This is just manually moving them to another membership plan. We're going to show you in a second where you can manually start a subscription, a paid subscription for a member if you're doing these things in the back end on your own. So manually change a membership plan in the quick edit area.
And if you wanted to do that for multiple members, could you do that via a bulk action?
Let's see, under the bulk action, you can, you can change their membership plan. So we can let's just select this and update membership plan. And you can even select all the members in your, if they're more than the members on the current page, you could select all like that. And I believe what happens is if you click apply, you get a pop-up. It tells you how many records you've selected, and then you can choose the membership plan to move them to. So that's a neat way to do that too. I forgot about that, David. Okay, the next thing is the ability to edit a member's active paid subscriptions. So potentially, let's say you have a member on a monthly plan and they're paying $25 per month. There was an issue with them on your site and you want to keep the subscription, but maybe you want to change their next bill date to, you're giving them 2 months free. So you don't want to bill them for 2 months effectively, or you want to change the price and give them a slightly reduced rate to $20 a month. You do have the ability to edit the subscriptions without having to stop them and restarting brand new subscriptions. Let me show you where you can do that. In this case, let's go to the Finance tab and look at the transaction history. Let's look for someone who has an open subscription here. And we can see this person does have an open subscription because we have the option to end the recurring subscription. So what we can do is go to this person's payment history. So now we're on their account here. We can see who they are. And what we can do is go to the subscriptions tab. This will let us know all the active subscriptions they have. Generally, a member will have one subscription. If you're doing other things on your site, you might find ways to get them into other subscriptions. But what you can do is you can see their active subscriptions. It'll let you know when it was activated, when the next bill date is going to be, and the current price and cycle that they're on. So this person is on $279 per year annually. So let's say we wanted to edit this. You can go to the actions drop down here, and there's two options: edit subscription or end subscription. End subscription would stop recurring payments. Let's click on edit subscription. So you can change a few things here. You can change the billing cycle: monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, yearly. You can bill them one more time. So let's say we wanted to change this person. We talked to them on the phone. They want to change things up. They want to switch to monthly, and we want to give them a special price of $20 per month. And what's cool here is you can set the next payment due date. So if we click on this, we can maybe we want to, they were on an annual, so maybe we want to come back here and they're going to go on monthly, and it's July right now. Maybe we don't want them to pay anything until January 1st, 2022. So they'll effectively get the rest of the year free. Now you can add internal notes here for yourself as well. Maybe the reason this subscription was edited, so you and your staff have a historical record of what was done here and why it was edited. So that should help you guys out. And then of course you can click continue and save changes. And then this person will not be billed until January 1st, 2022 in the amount of $20 on a monthly basis. So really cool there, knowing that you can do that. Number 4 on the list, manually start a new subscription for a member. So let's say you're on the phone with someone, they're on a free plan, they wanted to upgrade to a paid plan. So you use the quick edit to change their plan, but now you need to actually bill them and start the subscription. You can do that here also when you're looking at a member's account. What you want to do is go to the transactions tab. And what you can do once you're here is click on new order. If you need to update their credit card info, maybe again, you're doing this on the phone, you can certainly do that as well with this pop-up, and you can update the credit card info. In this case, we're going to create a new order. So first thing you can do here, we're going to start a subscription for this person. We can choose the plan that we want them to be. There we go, expert witness. Now the billing cycle, what we've set in our membership plan is there's a monthly and annual option for this. So it's generally $449 per year. I can do a price override here. Maybe I want to charge them just $100 per year. And in addition to this, you can choose the date when billing will start. So if you just leave it as it is, it will bill them today. The day that it is, or you can change this to be a date in the future. We'll continue with the January 1st option. So you can have a future start date. So again, you can let someone know that you've created a subscription for them. You're giving them 5 months free before the billing begins. And again, you can add some notes here as an admin on why this price is discounted or why the start date is January 1st. So you and your staff have a record of what's happened. So in this case, if I clicked on create order, the subscription will be created. Billing will begin January 1st at a rate of $100 annually per year. So that is a great way to know how to create a new order for your members manually. Okay, that was number 4, and actually that covers number 5 as well, the start billing on option. It's good to know that you can bill people in the future. You don't have to just start the subscription and bill them today. You can delay billing to start in the future. So that was number 5, is the start billing on option. All right, one of my favorites, number 6 here, the income reports. I think this is commonly overlooked, but we could take a look at where those are and what information they provide. This is going to be in your transaction history page. under the Finance tab. And what you can do is, in the Income Reports section, you have 3 options here: Recurring Income Estimator, Monthly Income Report, and Daily Income Report. The Recurring Income Estimator, I like this the most. It tells you month by month how much an expected monthly recurring revenue you stand to generate for your website. Now, if you're in the middle of a month, such as July here, it's going to tell you the remainder of how much is left to collect for that month. But when we look at future months, in this example, August, we can see in this example site, they stand to generate $905 based on existing active subscriptions that are recurring. They are going to collect $728 in annual renewals and $177 in monthly renewals. This is an aggregate of all the annual renewals for that month, monthly, quarterly, etc. So it's really cool to see. This is an estimate, of course, based on active subscriptions, but it's good to gauge how much revenue the website is generating month over month in the future. The next one is the monthly income report, and this shows you the last 3 years available. So this would be, the 2021, 2020, and 2019 in this example. You can actually compare how much revenue you've generated month after month and comparing the prior years. So in this example, we can see in April of 2019, this site generated substantially more than they have in April of 2021. So it's a really good snapshot to see how you're doing based on prior years. Obviously, we want to see the most current year trending upwards ahead of the prior years. But nevertheless, this is a great way to kind of just get a snapshot of how the website's revenue health is doing, comparing the different years month over month. So you have that as well. And again, if you just started your site, you'll see you won't have any past history, but as your site ages, you will have additional data to compare and see. And then lastly, actually at the top here, daily income report. This shows you how much revenue your site has generated on the per month basis. So right now we're looking at July of 2021 in this example. So we can see on the 3rd, July 3rd, there was a payment of $19.95 collected. We can see on July 8th, there was a payment of $279 collected, and so on. If you scroll down, you can see all the days mapped out and how much revenue is generated. We haven't quite hit July 31st yet, but it shows the full month, and once there's data available for the upcoming days, this will fill in itself. And what's cool here is you can actually go back in time, so you can go to June 2021, and you can just keep going backwards in time to see the daily revenue per month that your website generated here. So really cool are those income reports. Okay, another one of my favorites is the attempt to collect past due payment button. So there are cases where your members, they're on active subscriptions and their credit card wasn't able to be billed on the day that the subscription was due. It could be many factors that a card couldn't collect on a specific day. Maybe there was fraud on their card and there was a temporary hold. Maybe they passed their daily limit. There are a number of reasons a valid credit card may or may not be able to be billed on the day that your subscription is attempting to bill them. Nevertheless, you do have a button here in your transaction history tab. Let's go there together, transaction history, and you can go to the past due tab here. And what you could do is you could select all the past due transactions that you'd like. You can load more if you want. You can go all the way to 503 and select them all. And you have this blue button here, attempt to collect all selected invoices. Now, just depending on how many you've selected, it could take a minute or two to process through all of them. But what the system is going to attempt to do is to collect the amount that's due from the member. So it'll cycle through all of them. You may have some success on some of those collections. You may not have success on some of those collections as well. What's really good is if you're not able to collect, of course, you can send an email notification to the member. You can choose to call the member. You can get more proactive. You can just go ahead and set their account to canceled and end the subscription just to cancel them from your website. But the attempt to collect the past due payments is a really nifty button here, and you'll be surprised, even though someone's credit card didn't work potentially on the day that the subscription was due. Again, it could be a number of reasons beyond that their card isn't valid, but that should help you reconcile some of the payments that are due to your website, just with a click of a button. Okay, the next one, number 9, billing reminder emails add-on. This one is really cool. Let me kind of show you where you can edit some of those things. Give me one moment. Let me toggle my sites here. All right, just a quick moment, almost there. All right, great. So what we can do is, and we'll go to payment settings. And let me make sure I am sharing here. Very good. So under your finance tab in payment settings, if you have this add-on, let me go to the add-ons page. So this is going to be billing reminder emails, and this is really helpful. Let me share this link in the chat. You guys can check it out in a little bit later. So effectively what the billing reminder emails do, and we'll go to billing email settings, and we've covered this in previous webinars, but you can choose to send emails to your members when certain events happen. When new payments are received in that moment, you can choose to email your members a copy of their invoice. This is different than the welcome email during their sign up. So if they have recurring payments and you want to notify them every time your website has successfully billed them, you can choose to enable new payments received emails to your members. And also you, the admin, can choose to get that in your daily digest as well. If an upcoming payment is happening for your members and the system generates upcoming invoices 14 days before the due date. So if an invoice is due on January 14th, then it creates the upcoming payment reminder on January 1st. And you can have that sent to the members. You can actually choose here up to 14 days when you want that upcoming payment reminder to be sent to members. So you can say, hey, just to let you know, in 4 days, our website is going to bill you for your subscription. And there are default templates that you can edit. I'll show you those in just a moment. And I think the most valuable ones here are the past due reminders. You can send up to 3 past due reminders to your members. So maybe their payment is due on the 1st. You can choose to email them the next day, one day after the due date. And if the invoice is still past due, maybe you want to enable a second reminder. Maybe that goes 3 days later after the due date. And then lastly, you can send one maybe 5 days after the due date, and maybe you can let them know that if at that point their account will be canceled if the payment is not completed. So you can choose how you want your follow-ups to be with the past due reminder emails, but those are super helpful to have in your arsenal and your toolkit for contacting members. And just to show you here, if you click on edit template, you can edit the template that is sent to the members. Let's see if we can preview this one. So this one, and you can edit these to your heart's desire. A renewal notice, it's going to be hi first name. We apologize for this inconvenience, but we were unable to process a scheduled payment, and it's going to put the value there. Please log into your account to pay the due invoice here. And the subscription details would be here as well, just so they have some reference as to what this is for. And these are the types of templates that you can edit. So the billing reminder emails add-on, if you don't have that, if you are collecting payments from your members, it can be really helpful. If anything, just to send the past due reminders to your members so you can capture the membership dues that are owed to you. Now, if you're not going to use the billing reminder emails add-on, there is another method. You can create a smart list of your members, a dynamic list of members who currently have past due and outstanding balances. So what you can do in this case is you can go to your search members page. And as I mentioned before, you can search your transaction types and search for past due. And this is just going to look for members who currently have outstanding past due balances. So we found all these members here as a sample member. Here in the sidebar, it's really cool. We can see how much they're past due. But what we can do is we can go to list actions and we can create a smart list. And we can call this list past due members. And what's cool about this list is, let's say a member pays their past due amount. They're going to be automatically removed from this list because they no longer meet the dynamic criteria necessary to be part of this list. So the criteria is that they have an outstanding past due invoice. And what's cool about this is you can create the smart list. And now you have it. Let's go to our smart lists. Okay, we can see we have 47 members on the website who are past due. And what we can do is we can send a newsletter to those members, maybe something more generic. It looks like you're past due on our website. We don't want to cancel your membership. Please log in and update your credit card on file. Call us if you need assistance to do this. Again, you can be more proactive in contacting members who are past due on your website. So that's just another way to create a list and to email members who are past due on your website. Now, I know that was a mouthful, David. Did I miss anything? Did you want to chime in with any final notes here?
No, I think we got it all. I think these are 10 really great features that, like we mentioned, are commonly overlooked. I know some of them are kind of buried in within a few different settings, but I think they're all very useful depending on what you may be doing on a day-to-day basis, or maybe a special one-off sort of thing. But yeah, I think they all come in handy eventually for pretty much every membership site if you're dealing with some sort of subscription.
And speaking of overlooked, I actually overlooked number 8 here, marking invoices as paid or unpaid manually. Let's backtrack a bit and let's take a look at what that looks like. So let's use past due invoices as an example. Let's say, you know, this person, I talked to them on the phone, they're past due $279. Maybe they mailed in a check. They said, here's a check for the past due amount and my credit card should work moving forward. So what you can do is, under the actions area, you can manually mark this as paid, and the system will consider this invoice no longer a past due invoice, but revenue generated for the website. And what's even cooler is, for each invoice, you can add notes. So you can say, sent a check, for, you know, whatever the amount is. Again, you can add notes for each individual transaction here, and you can note why this was marked as paid manually. The same thing for unpaid. Maybe somebody filed a chargeback, and the chargeback wasn't reflected in the transaction history here. You can go ahead and mark it as unpaid, and you can put a note as an example saying, you know, member filed a chargeback and we lost the funds, you know, something like that. So again, you can manually update your invoices yourself, marking them as paid or unpaid. And actually for our users in countries where, unfortunately, maybe there isn't one of our 10 default payment gateways working for you, or you're collecting payments off-site, that because that's your business model, you do in-person cash or check payments, or direct bank account, checking account transfers. This is a great way. You can still set up subscriptions for your members. The invoices will be created every month, and you can manually mark things as paid or unpaid as you receive funds off-site, in person or through another method. So that does require an extra step to capture payments in person or through other methods, but you can come here and mark the invoices as paid or unpaid. All right, I know that was a lot to digest, and we do have plenty of time here. So let's move on over to the questions and answers section and see if we can help you guys out with any of your sites. I'm gonna lower everyone's hands right now, and feel free to re-raise your hands now if you have any questions. We could take a few of them now and assist you with your sites.
We do have a great question on YouTube. They're asking if there's a way for the system to automatically downgrade a member account to a free or basic membership plan instead of canceling the account. I believe they're referring to if that member becomes past due.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. Right now, if a member is past due, there's a setting that sets their account on hold. There is nothing that would automatically downgrade them. I don't know. I know I've heard that before, but we didn't move forward with it. Select, like it's basically selecting a default plan on the site to downgrade, or I'm going to use the word to assign members to. The problem with that is technically the subscription isn't stopped yet. The subscription is going to continue billing. I'm just trying to think, maybe I'm wrong about that, but there are a few considerations there. So select default plan to assign members to when past due, as opposed to setting them to on hold. Okay, fair enough. Let's look into that. I think that would be something nice to have. All right, let's see. We got a few hands up here. Good friend Brian. Looks like you're self-muted there, Brian.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good, and you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thank you. What's your question for us today?
I was just wondering, like, you know how you go to add a member manually in the admin panel, and how like you gotta like put like a bunch of information in there. Maybe you don't have their email address or whatever. When you guys import stuff using an Excel spreadsheet or whatnot, CSV file, it will automatically put their number at your domain for the email address. And I was wondering if I were to leave that blank, if you guys could set that up the same way, so that way, you know, that's one less step that you have to do. Maybe an option to turn it on or off in the admin. Some people might want to use it, some people may not. I don't know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're referring to. I'm just trying to think what that would require from us. I think still the best way would just to input a dummy email address if it's requiring it from you when manually inputting it. Haven't heard it too much about that being an issue, but I can mention it to the team.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Brian. All right, we got our good friend Colette from New Zealand. How are you, Colette?
I'm good, Jason. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Thank you so much.
Great. I know this has been asked before. It's about the billing reminder emails. Do you have any plans to allow that to be dependent on the transaction type
cycle
and annual? Yeah, annual or monthly?
I think we made a projects card for it. I'll check out where it is in the queue for billing, for the billing reminder, right? The upcoming.
Yeah.
The upcoming payments specifically, choosing the payment cycle it would apply to, or it would apply for. That's what you're referring to, right?
That's right. Yeah, we only want to send it out to annual payers, not monthly?
I agree. I understand why. For example, only selecting. Okay. Very good. Selecting annual cycles. Okay, I'll check on the status of that. I know we have a project card on that somewhere.
Great, thanks.
Cheers. You're welcome. All right, good things there. You guys are giving back-to-back great feedback here. Love it. I see a new name here, Diana. Looks like you're self-muted, Diana. You want to try your mic?
Not anymore.
Okay,
Hi.
how are you today?
I'm good, good. I had a question regarding if you want to create an individual invoice, a one-off. We're doing a lot of banner advertising, and we're doing the price depends on the position and whether they're local, state, or national. So can you review how we create a one-off invoice for the banner ad that's not tied to their membership?
You have a couple options.
Okay.
Let me show you what I would recommend for that. I would recommend the Sell Digital Downloads or Products or Services add-on. And what this allows you to do is to create services or products that you're selling. Perfect example is banner ad placements. So you can create posts saying, you know, buy this ad slot. You can put a price to it and the members can just go ahead and pay it themselves. Now, if you're going to bill them, maybe you're talking to them on the phone, you're negotiating a one-time price. What you can do instead, you can do this. You can go to your membership plans, and what you can do is maybe create a new membership plan and call it, you know, one-time banner payment or something like that. Okay, and just set the price, a one-time setup fee. Just give this a value like $1, okay? And I'll show you what you can do with that. So now that you've created this membership plan, and another thing you want to do actually, if you're doing this, is disable the public sign-up pages. So disable it, set that to yes, so there's no checkout pages. This is, again, if you're going to be manually billing people in the admin yourself. So now that we have this, I'll go ahead and save that. What you can then do is, we'll just use this sample person as a sample, is go to their payment history. And when you're within their payment history area, just like I mentioned before, you can go to new order. And it's not going to, this isn't going to change their main membership plan. This is going to add on top of it because we can always go to quick edit and assign their main membership plan on our website. So what you can do is you can come here and you can see one-time banner payment. And by default, it's a one-time fee, but what I can do is override here. So I can do $250. If you want to bill them today, you can go ahead and set the date as it is, and you can leave notes. So you can say, you know, like whatever they call it, like skyscraper banner ad on homepage for, you know, July 1st to July 15th. So these are more internal notes for you and your team. And then all you would have to do is click create order, and it's going to bill this member, you know, whatever you put in the price override. So just create a membership plan called one-time payment stuff, and then you can just come here all day long and bill people one-time payments
for whatever it actually is. Yeah.
Exactly, and then just add your admin notes here so you and your team know what this payment was for.
Okay, and then this goes through our normal payment processing gateway, whatever that is. For us, it's Stripe, but that will.
Exactly, it's just going to bill them through your payment processor, and it'll be part of your transaction history and all that stuff. So it'll be part of the members' payment history, so they'll see it in their payment history as well, just like their other subscription payments.
Got it. Thank you so much. That's perfect.
All right, you're very welcome. Good question there. All right, Antonis, did I pronounce that correctly? Anthony? Looks like you're self-muted there.
Hello, Jason from Greece. How are you?
Very good. Is it Anthony?
Antonis from Greece.
Antoni. Okay, from Greece. Thank you for joining us. And what's your question for us today?
My question is a little about the comments. If we will have in the future the ability to edit or delete in the front end, because for example, if a user make a comment in a post and somehow there is a mistake and want to correct it, how he can do it?
So right now there isn't a method, but we are planning, I don't have an exact date, we are planning to add more functionality to the post comments. Members being able to see all the comments they've left in their member dashboard, being able to edit those comments or deleting those comments themselves. There will be some settings for the admin owner. And in addition to that, Anthony, is upvoting comments, so people can upvote or downvote a comment. I think we're just going to stick with upvoting comments, and then being able to sort comments by the date or whichever comments have the most upvotes. So those are we're going to do those things in a batch together when we're going to refocus on the post comments. So it's coming soon. I don't have an exact date, but we do have project cards for those things.
Okay, and there is the option to upload the picture or emoji like we have in the private chat in the comments.
The emojis, right?
Or a picture like we have in the private chat.
Sorry, it was hard to hear you. What did you say?
In the private chat, when we are visiting a profile of a member, we can send him a profile, a private chat. There is the option of emoji or upload the picture. So do you think we will have it also in the comments, this?
So we were just talking about that today. We think a lot of people just want plain text for their comments, just to keep the UI simple. What we're planning on, we're thinking about the best way to do this is allowing the website owner to choose if they want the text editor and having, because it's still just a comment, so we don't want the full text editor. Maybe being able to use bold, italics, inserting a link or not, and emojis. I don't know about images. The problem is with images, again, you don't want people cannibalizing the whole space with things like that. However, it's not a bad suggestion if it's a setting the admin can enable for the toolbar options they want there for their members. So let me just make a note here, because we were just talking about it today. So we know we want to do bold, italic, the emoji option, and maybe images. And I think if we had an advanced setting where you check off these toolbar options, advanced setting to select the toolbar options specifically for post comments editor, that would probably be the best way to do it. So you can choose to enable this, but it won't affect anyone's current current website.
Okay, thank you very much for the updates.
Okay, thank you for your question. Appreciate it. I think with post comments, you always want no follow links by default. You don't want to even give them a chance. Links are, again, also dicey with comments, because we've learned with WordPress, they can be spammed the heck out of. So yeah, plain text was the current method, but yeah, more and more people are asking for a few toolbar options for post comments. All right, good question there. Let's see who else. We got some more hands up. A good friend, Ryan here. Ryan, how are you? Looks like yourself.
Good. How are you doing this evening?
Pretty good, buddy. How's everything over there?
Doing good. I'm pretty sure you can't do this, but you're talking about the product purchase stuff. Can you, I know you can manually invoice somebody. Can you manually invoice them for a product and have the system recognize that they quote bought it, so you can like if they paid you for anything offline? Because obviously you can lock down pages for purchases of digital downloads, but if they didn't actually purchase it, can you manually jerry rig it so that they have access to those locked out pages if they didn't actually pay?
For digital products.
Yeah, let's say you lock down a page, say, hey, you want to get this content. If you purchased an ad, we'll give you some training on ads, or just any custom page, and you lock it down. You have to have purchased that digital download in order to access it. But is there a way to manually do that like everything else? Otherwise, they have to pay, otherwise you can't give them access, right? Is there a way to do that, or am I correct?
There is no way to do that. First time I'm hearing that. Manually provide access to pages protected for digital download purchases only. Method to grant access or grant access for a member. Okay, yeah, there is nothing for that right now. However, there's obviously, and there's no way for you to spoof it actually, like if you wanted to, you know, show that they paid. The only thing would be to like change the price of it to $0 in that moment and then just buy it for them and set the price back to the main price. But that's not really a good workaround if it's a live page. But
Okay.
that would be the way to do it right now. Set it to $0 and quickly go buy it on behalf of
Yeah,
that member.
and maybe you don't even have to do that. Maybe eventually, if you guys get coupons for products, that would solve that problem as well, because you just give them a code to make that 0, and they can just buy it for free. So
yeah, we do have that on our list. We've hit a roadblock with that because right now coupons are, it's like when you have like 1,000 digital products on your site, just as an example, how do you choose which one the coupon code will work for? Or leads also is, then you got to choose which membership plans can use those lead coupons. But anyways, it's a good topic. So let's mull that over here. I'll add it to the notes. All right, thank you very much, Ryan. All right, we got a good friend, Predrag. Looks like you're self-muted, Predrag.
Hi, it's so great to be here again. First of all, I would like to thank you for listening to us as members and for doing the additional options for memberships. You know, for example, if a non-member wants to leave a review to a member or something, that we can limit that, because, you know, for a lot of us, you know, we want to have membership websites and limit some content to members only. So basically, my question is, well, not that difficult, but I was wondering if you could assist me with a very simple problem that I've been sort of avoiding how to fix. And I'll give you the link to my website. And it's just a very slow loading time that kind of irritates me. You know, I'll show you.
What's the page?
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you in the chat box. So it's called serbsinamerica.com. Okay. Basically, I've tried a few things, you know, on my, how would I say, on my homepage. I followed the directions and uploaded the photos per specifications. You know, they should be this size. I think it's 1800 by 600, something like that. But it still takes up to 3 seconds for the whole page to load, at least for the pictures to load. The page opens up immediately. And I've tried adding smaller pictures, but they would just come out blurry. I mean, I resized those that I already have,
Sure.
but, you know, it didn't help. So I'm not sure what can be done that. So you see, yeah.
Okay.
So on the top, yeah.
I think the number one thing to do is, and unfortunately, give me one moment here. I want to get to just give me one moment. I'll come back. Okay. What I would recommend is removing the events calendar from the home page. We have it. We've optimized a lot of things loading on the pages. The events calendar is still pending. This seems to take a lot of time, especially when it's on a home page, and it does slow the home page down.
Okay.
Can we remove that together?
Yeah. Right away. I mean.
Yeah. And then I'll give you another the tip here. So under 3 seconds loading is what we're after. Like, you know, 1 to 3 seconds. So let's remove that one. And then let me check your background image here. What's going on exactly? So I see you're using the slider. I don't think I'm even getting the benefit of the slider, because the background image you're using, you see how it's cutting off here? It's never, in my opinion, a good idea to make text part of your background images. They either get covered by the content, or again, depending on screen sizes, or if you even go to like a mobile view, let me get skinnier here. You know, it's not even.
Thing, you know, when you log in, you can, you know, you have access, so you can log in as a member. You'll see how it appears differently, and it looks, I would quote unquote use the word normal, so it doesn't show that thing, which is I don't know. A little
Yeah,
bit
I would recommend, not using an image like these 3 images here.
Okay.
The background slideshow is nice. What I would do is disable the slideshow and put one background image here.
with all information. Okay, cool.
Well, you want the background image to make an emotional connection. Another no-no that I recommend with background images is never use a image that has a lot of white space, too much white space on it. Again, especially if you're, like this handshake image is fine, but I would lose the text. The largest community of Serbs in America.
Well, I hope it will be.
So let's see, happy Serbian family. I'm just Googling stuff.
Okay, no worries.
So, again, you want to have an emotional connection.
Yeah, I use Canva for those photos because I can get a lot of royalty-free images.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's pretty
Canva's good. So I don't know if it's a family you want or a business person, but I'd recommend, and we have an article here. Let me get it for you, okay? This is good for everyone, is choosing a good homepage image. Here, choosing the perfect homepage image. Let me actually run through this real quick. Basically, the idea is you want, again, you see how the image is not white space, it's a full thing. You want the subject of the image, whether it's the family or the smiley face or whatever is making the connection with the visitor, you want them to be on one side, left or right, and then the text to be on the left or right side as well. So you're not covering the focus of the picture. The picture is enhancing the visitor's experience by making that emotional connection. So this is in a nutshell what you should be after. The focus of the image, you just need to find what's going to connect best with your visitors and the purpose of your website.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Yeah. Is it okay if I ask you another very short question?
Sure.
Also related to that part. So if you can go back to the page, okay, you can see member login and then login now, and then below you have 2 buttons, one red and one green. I've noticed there is a lot of confusion with members making individual accounts. So I have individual and business accounts as separate, and for some reason, a lot of businesses open individual accounts and not under an individual's name, but under a business name. So is it a way to change the text simply to simplify it, instead of saying not a registered user, create free user account, to say create an individual account or something like that?
Sure. Yeah, that's going to be under that's a good question. It's under your menu manager. And here, it's your login page sign up buttons.
Oh my God, I can't believe it was that simple. Yeah.
And here it says not a registered, create, what do you want it to say? Individual user account?
I can update it later. Thank you so much. That's I could do. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't explode. Okay. That's all from me. Thank you so much.
You got it. Okay, good stuff there. All right, and let's see here. We got our good friend Franco. How's it going, Franco?
Not too bad, and yourself?
Pretty good, mate. What's your question for us today?
I need help with something, and I need advice about something. The first thing is, if you include a new membership level, can each membership level have a different, I don't know exactly what you call it, but for example, the one signs up as a real estate agent and the other one signs up as, I don't know, an event. If there's different templates, and each of those templates have different sign up where you put in the information. I'm a real estate agent. I work for this agency, whatever.
Yeah, I have the article for you here. So I'm going to share this with you. How to customize member profile form fields for basically not just your target market, but for each membership plan. So you can ask for your real estate signups to give you different information than your dog training sign up members.
Yes, that's what
so let me. This video explains how to do it. Let me share this in the chat with you.
Okay, now this stuff that you guys put in the chat. Once the webinar is over, where do I find these links?
We can, I guess, David, we're going to post the link to the replay, to the YouTube replay. Maybe we can include the links that were shared during the webinar in that Facebook post as well.
Yeah,
Because
so
I
the
always
links
forget
the
to
links are
ask.
shared in the live chat on YouTube, and then also when the edited replays are up on the blog, all the links and then sometimes even some additional links are included in the blog post with
Okay,
those
cool.
replay videos.
So this should take
Okay.
care of that for you, Franco. And what's the other advice we can provide you with?
If you go to a site and you go to your / search results link, whatever, whether it is to view all the members, you have a grid view and a normal view. You can go to mychild.co.za and it will show exactly what I mean, if you can.
Okay. There we go. And I'll go to the search results page. You want to get that?
It's a thing on my site. If someone goes onto my site, I get a notification.
Okay. All right. So we're here. Yeah, we have the list view and the grid view.
Okay. Your screen is frozen.
Just a moment. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. So we're on your site and we have the list view and the grid view.
Okay. Now, look at the difference in the background. If it's a grid view, it becomes a dark blue. If it's on list, it just uses the. How do I get the dark blue to show in?
Well, let's see why the
not
dark
grid
blue.
view?
The dark blue seems, I've never seen that before.
It's on all the sites. You can go to your demo site as well.
Let's check it out.
It's obviously not dark blue, but in your case, it will be
Right.
a
Let's
white
check it out.
and whatever.
Let's check it. So this is, yes, white.
But see, this is pure white, and the other one's just using the background, the same as mine.
Let's see why that's happening here. Well, there's a box shadow. That I get. Let's see okay. Okay. Let me just check something else now. I see why. Okay. What's happening is, and we should probably, actually, we don't want that to happen, to be honest, by default.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But if you can have it happen by choice, it will be cool.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm seeing here you have a well div, which is being added here. If I go to list view, the well is being removed. Yeah, there you go. The well is removed. Okay, yeah, let me just make a note here, actually. You're really good at finding stuff, Franco. Even the smallest thing. Well class being added when toggling to grid view, changing background color of element. All right, what else you got?
Okay. The one is a bug that we all picked up during the last webinar when the translate thing gets selected and it makes the strip at the top.
Yes, they're working on that one.
Okay. And then I saw something while you were demonstrating. Under your finance tab, you've got extra things like migrates and legacy finance and things like that. Why don't I have? I've got only those.
Those are just actually for Jason. Those ones. So it was probably not the best example there.
No, it's cool. I was just wondering.
You should have these ones here. Membership plan. If you have the coupon code, these are what you should have.
Okay, cool. All
right.
That's it.
Okay. Good stuff. If you want to ask in the Facebook group how you can get this background color to match the grid view, I'll provide you with the code. So at least on your site, you can have that like that.
Okay. Great. Okay. Thanks, Jason.
All right. Cheers, Frank.
Okay, guys. All the best.
All right. It's always good stuff from Franco. All right, guys. Let's see here. Yeah, we're just about past that time, so I think that's a good place for us to stop. If we didn't get to your questions, please make sure to ask them in the Facebook group. We'll be sure to answer them there. Dave, thanks for putting together this list of the top 10 commonly overlooked tools for managing transactions. We will post a link to the replay for the YouTube replay in the Facebook group. So if you missed something or wanted to catch up on something we mentioned, just check the Facebook group in just a moment. And you can join the Facebook group at brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. And on behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day and a brilliant week. The next webinar will be in 2 weeks. We'll catch you then. Take care, guys.